All right, we are live. I'm going to give everyone a couple minutes to hop on. I hope that you all had a fantastic 4th of July. We went to California with our kids. I was just telling Stephanie a minute ago, don't know if I'm going to do that again. That was interesting traveling with 3 under 5 years old. But we did it and it was fun. And I actually got to see Steph. So this is like the second time I'm seeing you in like 48 hours, which is always a pleasure, always. So welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, people are hopping on. We're at 100 viewers. We've been averaging like 400 to 500 viewers, which is really exciting.
We better not lose that average with me.
I know. We're going to have more with you, Steph. Come on. You are the Stephanie Coker.
Oh
If you've never heard Stephanie before, you are in for a treat. Okay. We have people on, Steph, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. It is 8:01, and I want to be respectful of your time. So, y'all, we're in for a treat tonight because Stephanie Coker is a legend in Mary Kay. We don't call her Stephanie in our house. She's Stephanie Coker. My 5-year-old Lincoln is obsessed with her, absolutely obsessed. And our whole family is obsessed with her. But Steph and I go a long way back. Steph was a part of my debuting national area. We just figured we've known each other now for 8 years. Did we say, Steph?
Yeah, just over 8.
Just over 8 years, which is absolutely insane. We've grown up together literally in life and in Mary Kay. She knew me before I had kids and then while I had all 3 of them. And gosh, what else? I mean, I could sit here and tell you guys hysterical stories. I should tell the story really quick to introduce you. So this is good while people are hopping on. So an icebreaker for how Steph and I kind of like really developed our relationship. So I used to travel once a month from California to Las Vegas to build my business because I had a unit out there. And so we would spend the night at a consultant's house. And so Stephanie was brand new and she wanted to come along to get some training. So as a side note, like, this is where like you have a future leader here. Like when you're willing to go with your sales director wherever she goes just to be in her space and learn from her. And so that's what Stephanie did. And so we traveled to Las Vegas, didn't really know each other. She was my personal recruit. So making small talk on the 9-hour drive. So we get to my consultant's house and my consultant is like, we have this air mattress. You guys in Mary Kay, if you don't know this yet, like we all share beds. This is what we do. So not a big deal. So we got this air mattress. Steph and I go to bed. And all of a sudden, it's like 5 in the morning, and Steph comes up next to me, and she spoons me, and all of a sudden, she kisses me on top of my head. And like, I don't know this chick yet, okay? So we're not there yet. And so she rolls over and goes back to sleep, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, she knows that I'm married. I'm really confused right now. Like, this is not, I was really confused. It was very awkward. So like we go on through our day and I just can't stand anymore. And so I was like, Steph, we need to talk about what happened last night. And she was like, what are you talking about? I said, well, when you kissed me, why did you kiss me? And she went, what? And so long story short, when Stephanie gets really tired, she does crazy things in her sleep. So sometimes she talks. In this instance, she kissed me. So we haven't separated since. That was like the day we began our relationship. So I'm excited for you guys to get to know my personal recruit tonight, Stephanie. I'm going to keep saying that because I'm very proud to say that you're my personal recruit. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about her. So she began her Mary Kay journey in April of 2010 and debuted as a sales director April of 2011. She is a 4-time Pink Cadillac senior sales director. She just picked up her Pink Cadillac, her 4th one last week, a couple days ago.
Yeah, last week.
That's exciting. She's been a triple star achiever for 4 years. 4 years, you guys. She debuted as the #1 debuting director in her class, which is a huge deal. She finished all of the new director challenges. She's been in the top 20 Court of Sharing 4 years, and she was number 5 in the Court of Sharing her very first year. She's been a star consultant every single quarter of her business, has not missed that. She has over 12 carats in diamonds for Mary Kay. In addition to the diamonds, you guys, she's taken the cash bonuses too. Like I know this year she took the cash bonus instead of a diamond ring. So also thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars in cash prizes. She's enjoyed 5 top sales director trips to Maui, London, Rome, an Alaskan cruise, and this year to Argentina. And 6 times she has led her unit to the unit circles, with the highest being 800,000. Her unit is ranked #1 in the entire state of California. And her highest commission check in 1 month, are you ready for this, is just over $26,000. So it is with great honor that I get to introduce you to one of my very best friends and the #1 sales director in my national area family, Stephanie Coker.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Great. All right. Well, Leah, you look fabulous with all your fabulous hair and makeup. And I'm like, gosh, I'm sitting here in a bun and dry shampoo. So at least you all love me for that. I'll be very real with you. So I'm super excited to chat with you guys today. I had talked to Leah earlier and asked, what is it that, like, what are you looking for? And she said, just something that you're super passionate about. And so I feel like I could go a million directions with this, with the passion. You guys, we just crossed over June 30th. And normally I like to sleep through a few of the months before I start out my year. And this year I came out of the gate with passion, with fire, and just with a lot of stuff going on in my head. And so I'm really excited that I can come to you today on the 8th day of the month and hopefully say something to you that will light your fire, light your passion, just fuel something inside of you. So some of you may or may not know me, and so you're going to either get to hear it again or hear it for the first time, but hear my story. I want to tell you a little bit about where I come from, and then I'll kind of like weave that into what I hope you get out of this. And you guys, I hope that you're watching every week and not just picking and choosing who you want to watch, because everybody's going to say something different but similar, and you're going to find somebody that you connect with and just, oh my God, that was so awesome. Like, that's what I needed to hear. But I promise you, every week you will take a nugget or 2 or 10 or 20 or whatever. And so make sure you are plugging in. That is so vital. So I've really been praying for something amazing to share with you guys, because I feel like there's people at all areas of the spectrum of their Mary Kay business. Some of you are super new, you're seasoned, you're sales directors, you're been in forever, whatever. And so it's like, what can I share with you so that you can all take something home? So, and I was worried that it wouldn't have the wow factor. You wouldn't hang up this video and be like, yes, that's it. But you know what? I believe that God places the perfect thing on my heart and your heart and whoever the other speakers are, and for what you're supposed to say. And so it's very divine as how mine has come to me. And so I'll talk a little bit about that. But let's take you back 8 years ago. I signed my beauty agreement in April of 2010. I mean, you might know this by looking at me today, but I'm a super tomboy jock. I've been a jock my entire life. I love to put my hair up. I love to wear yoga pants. Like, that's just who I am. I am not a girly girl. I did not wash my face before Mary Kay. Leah, actually, like she said, was my recruiter. And I walked into this Mary Kay party. You probably think I live under a rock, because I had no idea what it was, that I was going to. But she said fun and free and girlfriends. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to bring my favorite 8 people, probably my 8 friends at the time. Okay. Because as we all say, I really enjoy spending time with men because there wasn't a lot of drama. So I probably had 8 women that were like my people. So I showed up to this Mary Kay event. My husband, my fiance at the time, my husband now, Michael, gave me money to spend and said, here, buy yourself something nice, probably knowing that I would never buy anything because I didn't even wash my face. I mean, let's be real. So he was probably just being really kind. And so I went there and met Leah, and there was other people there, and I loved everything, you guys. My skin had never felt so good. And I thought, well, I'm 26. I should probably get my life together. I'm getting married. I'm going to just buy everything. Like, Michael gave me money. Hello, you do not take money and not spend it. Like, that would be wasteful, right? So I bought everything. I think it was $375. I mean, like, I literally was like, I want it all, open the catalog and just go through it. So I bought everything. I do not even remember her talking about the marketing plan, because at that point in my life, I had it all figured out. I had an amazing career. I was making excellent money. I was finishing up a master's degree. So like, I wasn't looking for anything else. Life was good. Life was great. And it was not needing Mary Kay. Okay. So I got an email from Leah. That's always like one of the big stories between us, is she emailed me because she was intimidated by me. I'd actually just competed in a women's figure competition. So I looked good, looked really good. And so she emailed me and asked me if I would meet her, and I'm a really nice person and I liked her, and she sold me awesome product. And she said, I'll give you something for free that you didn't buy, which was hard to find. And I'll buy you a cup of coffee. And so I love 2 things, free and I love coffee. And so I said yes. And we met after work because I didn't want anyone to see us, and especially when she pulled up in her pink car. I wasn't meeting her because I thought that I wanted to do it. I'm just a nice person and I liked her and I thought it would be rude if I said no. So I said yes. And I'll never forget, she walked in, she looked super cute. She was all springy and sassy and she sat down and she had like a diamond on every finger, kind of like I do now. And I thought to myself, okay, like you're younger than me and you have more diamonds than me, but I have a master's degree. Like, where did I go wrong? Something's not right here. This isn't working out. And I'll never forget, she sat there and she told me the marketing plan and she just like everything she said was so exciting and so fun. And so like, oh my gosh. And I was like, I'm going to do it. But first I have to ask my husband. And she said exactly what we're supposed to say. Like, what do you think your husband will say? And I was like, Michael will totally say yes. Yay. And I ran home and Michael was like, no, like you have way too much stuff on your plate. I love you. And I think you would be great, but you got to get rid of something. And so he said, finish your master's degree and you can gladly sign up. Remove that one thing. A woman with a made-up mind is unstoppable. I said, okay, great. I will take 3 days off of work and I'll finish my master's degree and then I'll call this chick Leah. And he said, okay, great. And I'll never forget, I called my boss. I said, I need 3 days off of work. So it was like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And he said, for what? I mean, we were friends. So I said, I'm going to finish my master's degree. And he said, oh my God, right. Good luck. And on the third day, I called Michael at lunch and I said, I'm done. Can I call Leah? And the phone was silent. And he said, done with what? And I said, I'm done with my master's degree. I'm done. I did it. I'm turning it in. It's good. Can I call Leah? You guys, I had been working on that for 6.5 years. Now at year 7, you have to start all over with your master's program and pay again and do all that stuff. And so I was on the verge of having to start all over. And so finally something entered my life that I could get passionate about. And so I finished that. Okay. And so my why was finishing that master's degree was by getting to join Mary Kay. So I didn't join Mary Kay to drive a pink Cadillac or any of that. I wish I could say that I did, but I didn't. I honestly joined because one, it sounded really fun. I loved the products. I wanted 50% off. And honestly, I wanted to make $100 because in my mind, $100 said a good sushi dinner, cute shoes, just some extra. And it's not that I didn't make great money. We made excellent money, but we made enough to pay the bills because the more you make, the more you spend. And so we didn't have extra. And I was like, how in the world am I going to get extra money in this world without working more hours at my job, which I didn't want to do, and work another job? Like I already worked all the time. Like, how was I going to do this? And Mary Kay gave me the hope of like, what if I could do this and make $100 extra? Because when you come into Mary Kay, for those of you that are new, we have small thinking. We don't know what's out there. Like, what could you really do? You can't even wrap your brain around it yet. You know, like I wish you could see Mary Kay through my eyes or through Cindy Mack's eyes or Leah's eyes or, some of these other directors that have been on here, because we know what's possible. But when you're new, you don't know what's possible. And so I said $100 was like the killer thing. And Leah probably thought, oh my God, this is easy. And so, I came into Mary Kay just super part-time. I loved my job. I wasn't going to leave my career. And I sure as heck was not going to leave my career for Mary Kay, because what would people think? Like, what would people think if I sold Mary Kay? People would think I'm crazy. That's what they said. They thought I was crazy that I'd even signed up to do it. And here's what I always tell people. I was not looking for Mary Kay because I thought I had everything figured out. A great career. I was getting married. 2 beautiful stepkids. Like, we had a beautiful home. Like, it was good. I had a great car, like healthy. My family's healthy. But I believe that whether you believe in God or another higher being, I believe that God puts Mary Kay in the perfect time in your life, whether you see that or not. And so I don't believe that I would have sought out a Mary Kay business. I know for a fact I would have never sought it out. Okay. And so if you're new or you're just kind of getting started or you're seasoned or you're whatever, Mary Kay comes into your life at the perfect time. So if you're questioning, is this for me? Is this for like right now? Should I be pushing forward? Should I be doing this? The answer is always yes. There is a reason that somebody shared with you. There is a reason that whatever in your business, there's a reason behind it. And so you have to keep going. So fast forward, I came into Mary Kay. I dabbled, you guys. I really dabbled. I was just kind of playing Mary Kay. Like, it was cool. I was making 50%. I was having fun. I was making some good extra cash on the side. I was doing it super part-time. And then I got married. And then we were actually flying home from our honeymoon. And we got to the airport and Michael looked at me and he was like, look, we're going to go home. You're going to go back to reality. Like, are you going to do this Mary Kay thing? Or are you just going to like do it? Like, what is it? And I was like, am I going to do it or not? Like, are you questioning that I could and I'm not going to do this? And I was like, oh, I'm doing it. And so I will never forget. I came back from my honeymoon late September and I hit the ground running in October. In October, I love sharing this story in hopes that it gives you hope, but also just like, I don't want to scare you. And I hope that nobody ever goes through this journey. But here's the reality, you guys. I shared the opportunity with 40 women in the months of like October and November with Leah's help, of course. And we were doing a challenge, like I could earn a handbag or something if I shared the opportunity with people and sold product. And so I wanted to earn the handbag. And I'm very price motivated. If you don't know me, now you know. I'm super competitive. Like, I'm going to earn the purse first. I'm going to earn it bigger than you, better than you, and badder than you. I'm going to be awesome when I earn that purse. And so I did these shares, and we did 40, you guys. And if you're new or not new or don't know averages, it's typically 1 in 5. You'll sign if you're new, and as you get seasoned, that number gets better. So 1 in 5, I should have recruited, I don't know, the math on that's 8 maybe. I recruited 1. I called Leah and I was like, you're a liar. You obviously don't know how to do your job. Like, legitimately told her, like, something is not right if I am bringing you quality women and you cannot recruit them. Like, this, what is going on here? And she just, called her mentors and whatever. And so I'll never forget, she called and was like, just keep working. Most of us would have quit after like 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. I was determined because that purse motivated me. And I was like, I will do whatever it takes to get the purse. But I also was motivated, and I trusted her. I trusted that she knew what she was doing because she was in a pink Cadillac. She was moving, she was shaking, she was earning her top trip. I trusted her and knew that whatever she said to do, I did. And so she said, keep going. And then next month I kept going, and I recruited 11 and then 9. And I went into DIQ because, some of them didn't do stuff and whatever. And you guys, that is called bounce back ability. And so do you have bounce back ability? Do you fall down and say, oh, it's just not for me? Or do you fall down and get back up and go again? Because you can look all around, whether you're watching the summer camp or whether you're watching us on Facebook or Leah or whoever, there are successful women in Mary Kay. It's just a matter of these women have fallen down more than you have, and they've gotten back up more than you have. And so do you have that bounce back ability? The other thing that I want to talk about, so anyways, let me keep going with that. So went into DIQ. It was the first year that Mary Kay said DIQs could come to leadership. And so if you don't know this, you go to every event in Mary Kay. I don't care. If you can't afford it, you got to afford it. You got to figure it out. Hold a skincare class, sell a microderm or 20 or whatever. And so I went to leadership. And when I came back, I had caught the vision. Like, I saw Mary Kay as a bigger picture, not just like at my unit meeting that I was going to and not just Leah. I saw the big picture, like, oh my gosh, if she could do it, I could do it. And I came back and I wrapped up DIQ and I became a sales director. And that following year, I was at the dealership so much that they were like, dude, you just picked up a car. And so I picked up all 3 cars and earned the pink Cadillac that next year. And so you guys, I always tell women, look, I put my panties on the same way you do. I did not have anything better than you. If you're new, I had an uglier starter kit than you. Seasoned people would say the same thing. I don't have any magic fairy dust that was put on me that like makes me better than you. Leah doesn't have that. Cindy, KT, none of us have anything special. What we do have is we have bounce back ability, and we did the work. Okay. So that's what I want to talk to you guys a little bit about today is, are you doing the work? We are coming out of the gate in July, and I want you to be powered up. I want you to be fired up. I want you to come out of the gate with an explosion and ready to rock, not coming out of the gate being like, what am I going to do? What should I do? Like, what are my goals? How should I plan this year? Well, no, like, we're coming out of the gate already laser focused. This is going to be your best year yet. And so I want you to commit. I want you to commit. I want you to pick a word this year, and that is going to be your word. We're coming out of the gate. And what I know about a business is when you work a business, it runs like a business. Now, some of you are watching this and you're like, but I'm here for the girlfriends. Great. Then commit to your unit meeting. Some of you are like, well, I'm not here to run a business. I'm a hobby. Then commit to your hobby. Have fun. Commit to the fun of the hobby. Commit to something. But most of us signed up because we wanted extra money. Like, that's usually where we're at. Or we wanted to make a difference. You can't make a difference if you're coming out of the gate and you're like, I don't know. Should I go left today? Should I go right out of the gate today? Oh, maybe I should get into reverse at the gate today. No, we're coming out of the gate. We're going forward with our lasers on. Okay, so I want you to start July 8th with dedication. with commitment, and most of all with discipline, girl. Like this D word, discipline. I want you to have discipline across the board in your business. Discipline. And the other thing I want you to do is I want you to make a decision. When we hang up this video call today, I want you to say, Steph, because of you, I made a decision. Because when a mind decides, you cannot take that away. Here's what I'll explain it. The year we earned our Maui trip, I ate Maui. I slept Maui. I dressed Maui. My family, everything we talked about was Maui. Every party was Maui. I was obsessed. I was obsessed because I had made a decision July 1st that I was earning that Maui trip no matter what it took. I didn't know how I was going to earn it, but I knew I was going to earn it. And so you need to make a decision. What is that decision? It could be, I'm going to sell $100 a month and I'm going to commit and stay disciplined to earning that. And so you need to make a decision, and you're going to come out of that gate with that decision made, with determination and a fire under your butt to keep you going. Now, the decision has to be a decision. It has to be a line drawn in the sand where there is no taking a step back. It's only a step forward. And so I want you to take a couple of hours after this call. Maybe it's in the morning. And I want you to reflect, because here's where a lot of heads might be right now. Last year was either a really great year, it might have been a good year, might have been a bad year, or a horrible year. And so the past is the past. You can't change that. Numbers are in, done. I checked my reports today. They're done. Numbers are in. You can't change that. It is what it is. But what you can do is you can reflect on this. And this is where I've spent a lot of my time the last couple of days, is reflecting on what happened last year. What didn't happen last year? What could be changed? What can I take and pivot and change and make better? Because what I don't want you to do is live in the past. Well, I didn't earn my car and now that defines you. The past does not define you, okay? No one ever said, there's all these quotes and memes about like, no one ever said, oh my gosh, Leah Carta didn't make her national on the first date she said. No, everyone knows when Leah became a national and that she is a national. And so nobody looks at all the times you fell, but what they do look at is how did you get up? How did you move forward? And so I want you to reflect in the previous year. What did you do great? What could you change and make better? What did you learn? You guys, here's the biggest tip I could give you, okay? My year last year, while many of you would be like, oh my God, it was so amazing. You're going to Argentina. Yes, great year. But it's not my best year, and it's not the year where I wanted to land. And so I have taken a lot of time and talking to my mentor and being like, what, and that's Leah, what can I take from this? What did I learn from this? Like, what is it that I need to learn so that I can be a better leader, a better mom, a better communicator, a better friend, a better whatever? Like, what do you need to learn? In the past, oftentimes we come out of the gate and we're like, okay, the past is the past. And we just move forward. But the reason that we are where we are is because God or your higher power, whatever, is trying to teach you something. And the problem is you're refusing to learn it. And so I had to take time this year to be like, what do I need to learn in this moment right now so that next year I can take that step forward into a greater leadership position, into that $1 million sales director position. What is he teaching me? What do I need to learn? And sometimes you have to look really deep, and sometimes you don't, because you can be like, well, I know exactly what it is. I held one party this year. That's none of you, but I'm just saying, okay? And so ask yourself, what do I need to learn in this moment so that I can be the best me ever? And I think Leah's the one that says it, something along the lines of, it's the thing you're refusing to do is the thing that you need the most. Like the thing that you resist the most is the thing that you need the most. And so for some of you, you might be resisting, well, I'm not going to put fish bowls out because that is so below me. I don't do fish bowls. But maybe you need to learn how to do fish bowls so that you can mentor the other person that's going to come into your life. Maybe you are not coming to unit meetings and you're like, I don't know why I cannot move up in this business, or I don't know why I can't do this. And maybe it's because he's trying to teach you, like, you have to be a part of this community if you're asking other people to be a part of this community. I don't know where you're at in your life, but I knew I needed to learn something very quickly so that I could come out of the gate with discipline, determination, and fire. And I know what I learned, and I took it, and I've let the past be the past. And now I have that, and I've journaled it, and I've moved forward. So that is a really big, that's a homework thing for you guys. So you're going to wake up tomorrow and be like, I'm ready. Okay. No more lollygagging around. No more, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, if you don't know what you're going to do, you're going to hang up the phone and you're going to call your director and be like, Okay, I need to get Stephanie Coker said, I need to do this. Help me do this, okay? So like I said, leave that. The other thing I want you to do is create an obsession. What is your obsession going to be this year? My obsession is million. That is all I will eat, sleep, drink, breathe, million. What is your obsession? And again, you guys, I'm thinking big. Some of you are new consultants. Your obsession might be, girl, one party a month. I'm going to hold one party a month and that is it. Or your obsession might be, I'm going to take my kids to Disneyland. Your obsession might be, I'm going to buy that new Louis Vuitton purse. I don't know what your obsession is, but you got to find an obsession. And I want you to put that obsession everywhere. And what I mean by that is, let me tell you a story. The year that we did 800,000, which was not this year, but it was the previous year, I obsessed over 800. Everything in my life was 800. My watch face, my computer. I did Miracle Morning. You guys, I went to leadership the year before we did 800,000. And it was a year where I was kind of just like, oh, whatever, I'm here. Cool. I swear to God, the only thing I heard the entire leadership was do Miracle Morning, do Miracle Morning. I did Miracle Morning. I did Miracle Morning. And now look at me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I heard Miracle Morning. And so I came back and I did Miracle Morning the entire year. And some of you are like, what is that? It's a discipline. Okay. But Google it. Hal Elrod Miracle Morning. But it's a discipline. It's getting up and getting laser focused before your whole day starts. And I did that. And one of my favorite things I did, and this is part of an obsession, is I visualized myself in New York because we got our face on the billboard. I created a PowerPoint, and on the PowerPoint, it was like me across stage, us going to Alaska. It was me looking like a fitness model. It was all of these things. And every morning I would hit play and I would watch it over and over and over again. And then I would do my next part of my Miracle Morning, and I would do all these things. But I obsessed over that visualization. I obsessed over my affirmations. You are a prestige trip director. You are. And you guys, my brain could not think anything different because every day I obsessed over it. I watched it. I saw it. Like if you are someone who struggles with sabotage, your self-sabotage, like negative thinking, whatever, you've got to obsess to a point where it is everywhere. And it's all you're telling yourself is you can, you will. Because then the mind says, you can, you will, and you'll do it, okay? So an obsession for the year. What is yours going to be? And it has to be something, honestly, that pulls you out of bed even when you don't want to get out of bed. You guys, how many times this morning, I was like, I'm so tired. And then I was like, oh my God, my husband just got back from Tokyo. I don't want to go to the party. I want to hang out with him. I want to go to the movies. I want to go to dinner. I want to like do all the things. But I have an obsession. I have something that lights my fire, and I'm disciplined enough to get up, get out, and we will do it after, we will do it tomorrow, whatever. And so it cannot be something where you're like, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow, it delays everything. Like you have to keep going. And I want you to know that there are days where I'm tired. There's days when Leah's tired and she doesn't want to do it, but we do it anyway. We do it anyway because there are little people watching you. There are big people watching you. There are sister sales directors. There are consultants watching you. And you guys, if you want something bigger in this world, you have to do something bigger. And so I want you to obsess, something that's going to pull you out of bed. It's going to be something that you're like, bounce out of bed. Maybe not every day, but you want to bounce out of bed every day. I don't want you to go to seminar next year and be like, oh, I'm in the same place. It's because you didn't obsess about it. It's because it didn't fire you up so much that it yanked you out of bed every day and threw you out there to do whatever it is. Now, I'm not saying, you guys, that you have to do Mary Kay every day, but when you go to work, your JOB, Journey of the Broke, whatever, when you go to work, you are doing the best you possibly can to better yourself, to show discipline, to show determination, to show fire. And when you get off, you make that booking call because you are a woman of your word and you made a decision and you're obsessed about it. Okay. And so we want progress forward. I'm not saying you have to like earn the trip tomorrow, just progress. It's progress forward. Be in your tunnel, be disciplined, even when it hurts, even when people tell you no and you can't and they can't and whatever. Start every day with a passion to change someone's life or change yours. Okay, change yours or change someone's, but change a life. Stop waiting for the perfect time. So many of us are like, well, I'm going to seminar in a few weeks, or I'm have a family vacation or this or that or whatever. It's an excuse. It's delaying it. And what's going to happen is then you're going to go on that vacation and you're going to come back and be like, oh my God, it's so busy at work. I can't do it right now. You guys, it's just one little step, one foot in front of the other. It's just progress. It's just one more phone call. It's just doing something, because the longer you wait, the more money you leave on the table. Other people are going to pass you by, and you're going to be the girl that says, I wish I would have, instead of I'm the girl that did. And so a little bit of progress forward. You don't have to like jump into it, but don't wait for the perfect timing, because there is no perfect timing. And here, okay, so here is really like, this is the craziest thing to me. And I'm going to end right after this. But here, do you ever have those moments where you're like, who said that? Where'd that come from? You guys, I'll be very honest with you. So when I did Miracle Morning 2 years ago, I was always at church. I was always praying. I was always reading my Bible, doing all those, my devotionals, all that stuff. Then I got lazy last year. I did a lot of questioning with myself. I did a lot of questioning with my life. Like, am I doing the right thing? Like, what's going on? Like, I didn't make a decision out of the gate. I like fluttered for a long time. Okay. And I lost my Miracle Morning, and I couldn't get my grip. I couldn't get my thing. I couldn't get back into my groove. My weight was up and down. I was unhappy. I'm just all over the place. Okay. And I know I'm real here. I called my therapist and I was like, oh my God, I need your help. Tell me what to do. And he said, okay, tell me about the year when you had an awesome year last year when we talked a lot. And I said, okay, great. He said, tell me what you did. What was like the biggest thing you did? And I said, oh my God, I was doing this Miracle Morning thing and it was awesome. And And he said, great. Call me when you've done that again, and then we can talk about how you feel. Click. And I was like, excuse me, I don't pay you all that money so that you could tell me to go do what I already knew to do. Sometimes you know what to do, right? But we don't do it. So anyways, I was going to church all the time. I've had a lot of crazy stuff happen in my life. And I was telling my husband, I just needed Jesus this year. So I went back to church last week after the first. And you guys, I haven't been to church in a few weeks. And there was a passage, and I wish I would have brought it, but he said something in that passage that is what I have been saying the entire year. My favorite quote, I'll read it to you, is the devil says, you cannot withstand the storm. And I say, I am the storm. That is my favorite quote. And like, I am obsessed with the storm. And I was talking all about the storm and the storm and the storm and the storm. And you guys literally have not been to church. And I believe it is divine intervention when that passage showed up. And it said something about you are being disobedient. And so the storm doesn't show up. When you are obedient to God and his calling, the storm shows up or whatever, something like that. And I thought, oh my God, like, oh my God. I was like, I could go. Packed up my stuff and I was like, called Leah. I was like, I can't even right now. I cannot. Okay. So that was last week. I'm always like, oh, a one-time thing. So this week I'm like, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to say? And it was talking about stress and the stressors in your life and all this stuff. And the only quote that I took from today and just everything that I've been through, everything that we go through in Mary Kay is stop questioning him. Embrace God's timing. While it might not be your timing, it's his timing. And so just because you think you're ready, you may not be ready. And so that's why in the beginning of this video, I said, what does he need you to learn? Because you might think you're ready to be a red jacket or to be a star consultant or to be a sales director or a national or $1 million sales director. But I can tell you from my 8 years in Mary Kay, I was never ready for the next step until he was ready to put me in the next step, because there are lessons that you need to learn along the way. And if you're refusing to learn those lessons, the storm can never come. And so you are being disobedient because you cannot move to the next level, because that storm is waiting for you to just be at peace and go to and be in his calling. Okay. And so, are there days where Leah would love to be an inner circle national, where I would love to be a national $1 million sales director? Yes. But my timing is not his timing, and his timing is perfect. But you have to be obedient. You have to be disciplined. You have to do the work. You have to fall down and you have to get back up. And so It's not your timing. And so just because we're ready doesn't mean he's ready. You cannot be a forcer and you cannot be a fatalist. You can't be the woe is me. I wasn't meant for this. No, you have to wait for the timing. But along the way, you have to plant the seeds. And so waiting for timing doesn't mean wait for the perfect time. It means wait for his perfect time. And so what I want you to do is I want you to delay is not a denial. Okay, so because I'm not a national doesn't mean he's saying, Steph, you're not good enough. It means I'm just not ready. Maybe I'm ready this year. Maybe it's in the timing. And so your delay is not your denial, but what can you learn to create a better, a greater you this year? And so you have to hold strong. You have to stay the course, and you must press forward with your discipline, your decision, your commitment, your obsession, all of those things I've talked about. And so bloom where you're planted and be grateful in the present situation. But also be willing to learn, be willing to grow, and be willing to work so that you can be the best you. And I want you to make this your most exciting year, your most lucrative year, and your most enjoyable, uplifting year. And I want you to unlock the best year yet with all of these things that we've talked about. Make it the best. Unlock that. Release what is or isn't you and move forward, and just know that you can do this. We can all do this. It's all about discipline, commitment, decision, and your obsession. And that's all you need. And you come out of that gate and you are fired up.
Oh goodness. That was fantastic. Thank you, Stephanie. So I have 3 pages of notes, and I loved when you said if you want something bigger, you have to do something bigger. And I think so often it's so easy, especially in the social media world that we live in, to see this person's accomplishing this person's accomplishing this. And we deal with that at every level. But instead of looking at like, gosh, what are they doing? Why is it, what can I do that's bigger so that I can join the pack, right? Yeah. And I loved that. And I loved how you talked about preparing yourself for the storm. And I think so often people will fully acknowledge, like, yes, I'm ready for the storm. I'm ready. But they're forgetting that it takes the process in between and the steps in between. I mean, the only reason why I met you, Stephanie Coker, was because I was honoring my commitment to see 100 faces a month. If I had not honored that commitment, I would not have met you. And, the same with your unit clubs that you've done and your trips that you've done and the Cadillacs that you've earned. You honored the commitment month in, month out, even when you didn't feel like it. And then you overcorrected, like times where you got steered off the wrong path, you made sure to overcorrect the next month and make sure that you were on target still. And so I think that's so important for us to really take from this conversation, you guys, is that, God will show up, big things will show up, but we have to be aligning ourselves with that opportunity, because if we're not setting ourselves up for that success, then it won't happen. Okay, Steph, are you ready for the lightning round? Okay. All right. So as you know, I feel like I need like game show music or something. But as you know, I ask 5 questions of our summer camp counselors at the end. So the first question I have for you, Stephanie Coker, is what is on your current goal poster?
Ooh, that's great. I just made a new PowerPoint. And so currently on there is the $1 million unit. So for us to be a $1 million unit, it is also for us to go to Hawaii. Also is my weight, like my health and well-being. I also have the triple star. So I have the necklace on there, the ring on there. I have all the glitz and the glam on there. I have my favorite quote on there. My vision board is all Mary Kay because I'm obsessed with this year. I also have this is my favorite one. I don't know if you saw it. I sent it to you, but I have the Queen's chair. I have Leah on stage with me. I have my mom, my dad, Michael, Alex, Adeline, and I also have all of my animals on stage with me as well. I know they can't go, but I feel like Mary Kay should probably let them go, at least Bella.
I feel like maybe Bella's going to be like your therapy dog because you're supposed to figure out a way.
I can make her a service dog.
$1 million, right? I mean, we'll figure it out. She's your mascot. She's got to be there.
Totally.
Okay, so Steph, you are stranded on an island and can only have one Mary Kay product. What is it?
Oh my God. I don't even know. I would probably, just because I'm boring and I feel like I don't need a lot of things, I would probably say the charcoal mask. I feel like it kind of does everything that I would need it to do.
Okay, good. All right, what has been to date, because we'll probably have more, but to date, what has been your most embarrassing Mary Kay moment?
Oh God. I mean, you told a great story. I don't know that I have a more embarrassing story. Can you think of any?
Um, didn't your skirt rip or was that someone else?
No.
Maybe that was your most embarrassing moment kissing me.
Yeah, probably
Anything
kissing
embarrassing
someone
happen
you
on
don't
your
even
first trip
know.
or anything?
No, I wouldn't say anything embarrassing.
Okay, well, if you think of something, let me know.
No, I don't
Okay.
think.
If Mary Kay were alive today, what would she want all of us to know?
I think her biggest thing would be she would want us to pass it on. She would want us to keep the culture, like keep Mary Kay the Mary Kay way. Today, I will tell you one of the coolest things is I had somebody who's already been facialed and she was adamant to sign up on my team. And the fact that I forced her not to, she was like, I have so much respect for your company that you guys are like so big on this. She's like, you don't see this anywhere else. And I think Mary Kay would just stress that the Mary Kay way. Like that's what sets us apart from other companies and makes us so different.
I absolutely agree. I actually had that happen last week, Steph. I had a lady that her daughter was hosting the party, but she did have a consultant, so she still
Yeah.
came and she wanted to buy a set. And I wrote it out for her and I said, please go give this to your consultant and honor that loyalty. And she was like, what? And she's like, I'll just buy it from you and I won't tell her. And I was like, no, that's just not how we do things in America.
Yeah.
Take this to her and bless her family. And I know she'll give you great customer service. And she was like really taken aback. And so I think especially in today's um, environment, I think the way that we stand out is things like that because people are, we're losing that in America. And so I love that Mary Kay stands for that. All right, this is like a trick question for you. If you could tattoo something to your body, wish you all hold up your arms again. All right, if you could if you could tattoo one word to your body, and that's all you could have, so they removed all your tattoos. We'll change up the question for you. You could only have one word. What would that one word be?
Faith.
Faith. And why faith?
Because that was the word the last few years that I've lived by. I don't know how it's going to come together. I cannot see it. I would do a really bad job. All my people that can quote the Bible, but something about we walk in faith and not by sight or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what is your favorite tattoo? Everyone wants to know.
My favorite tattoo? I have a dog paw on my wrist. That's one of my favorite tattoos.
If you guys don't know this about Stephanie, she is obsessed with dogs. Like, if her and her husband ever get a divorce, it's because Stephanie brought too many animals home.
Probably.
It's the truth. But she is that person that will rescue any pet. And it's just cats or dogs. She doesn't have like a weird hamster fetish or anything. But
No, just mostly dogs.
Mostly dogs, yes. So 2 dogs. No, 3
Three
dogs.
dogs.
Sorry,
Being Lucy.
3 dogs, 2 cats, and then her 2 kids and her husband. It's a farm where you live. Literally, you just moved to a farm. So it's good. All right. Well, you guys, this concludes. I want to say thank you, Wave Stephanie. Thank you. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for just taking an hour out of your day. And we will resume again next week. I don't even know what that is, but next Sunday, be there or be square, whatever that means. But have a powerful week, you guys, and set yourself up for a seminar success. So start filling those date books now. I know that Steph and I will be doing that this week as well. We head to the Ruby seminar next week. I can't believe it's or the week after next. And so we'll be getting on our date book and getting prepped because we know that we will come back just on fire even more. You guys have an awesome week and we'll talk to you Sunday.
Bye.